Hey guys, so again I'm here with another anti-haul. Anyway, you know how we do it. I'll tell you the products, I'll leave the picture up there and I'll give you my reasons why. Now, I don't ever find myself like bashing these companies. I do have legit reasons why I don't want to buy their stuff. So if these are items that you do want to buy, this isn't me telling you not to buy it, it's just my reasoning of why I'm not personally going to be buying it. So there you go. Okay, so let's just begin. So firstly, I have the Violet Voss Rainbow palette. Well, actually no, I don't have it. I'm not gonna have it, that's the whole point. Now this looks really nice, don't get me wrong, this palette looks really nice, but there's a couple of colors in here which are doubled, and maybe it's just the lighting and the pictures that makes it look like there's doubles of these colors in this palette, but I just don't see the point. Also, because I can't see it in real life and swatch it, I won't really be able to say, well, this shade is different from this shade, so there is definitely a difference between the two. Let me just pick it up or whatever. It's just, on top of that, I've got like my Inglot palette here, which is very, very colourful. I've got the Take Me to Brazil palette, I've got my Kiko palette. I've got colourful palettes, I do. And also I've got the Urban Decay Moondust palette. So my throat is like, it's winter's coming in and it's messing with me. So anyway, yeah, I have enough palettes, which will mean that I don't have to necessarily reach for this palette, but if I change my mind I'll let you know, but I just don't see it happening because I feel like I already have these shades. I don't need to duplicate them elsewhere. Next is the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife highlighter. This just looks like yellow gold. I just don't, there's some people who I see with yellow gold on their skin and it looks so amazing, like really deep, rich, chocolatey kind of skin with this yellow gold on, and it has to be blended properly. You can't just put the stripe on and leave it. No, you have to blend it in. But I just don't feel like that kind of shade is going to suit me and my skin tone personally. So there's nothing against Fenty Beauty, I just don't think that shade is going to suit my complexion. Next is the Laura Lee Cat's Pajamas palette. I'm just not inspired by it. I understand that there's a lot of YouTubers who are looking to have their own makeup line. I mean, Jeffree Star has his own makeup line, Manny MUA wants to come out with his own makeup line, Laura Lee has hers now, Jaclyn Hill's been talking about it for like forever and a day. I get that YouTubers want to now try their hand at having their own makeup brand, but I just don't feel that this particular palette really inspires me. I feel like it's something that I've seen before, and with the reviews out there, some of them are it's like a mixture, it's a hit and miss kind of thing. So I don't necessarily feel like I'm missing out on anything by not having this palette. If I really tried, I know I can go through all of my palettes and find these shades, so I'm just gonna give it a miss. Next is the Facade Jelly Beam highlighter. I haven't tried anything by Facade, and I'm not really trying to try anything by Facade as yet. I think before they had like their unicorn tears, that little dropper thing you put on your face, and it's supposed to be like an illuminating primer, and they've got the purple one and they've got this one and that one, and they just didn't really appeal to me. The Jelly Beam highlighter, don't get me wrong, it seems like a new innovative product that no other brand has out right now. Like, they're the first to have this kind of product. But I feel like me having kids and they love to touch things, especially my youngest one who's 2, if he picks it up and if I have it open and he picks it up and it pours all over the floor, I'm screwed. But it's kind of like with any other powder products as well. I mean, if he was, the other day I had one of my very expensive palettes out and I turned my back just to answer the phone, I turned back around and his fingers were all in my palette, and I was just like, are you kidding me? So I guess anything has the opportunity to potentially be broken or destroyed, but this, I feel like I would be asking for it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I would be asking for it because it's a pourable product. Like, also I do like the end results. I've seen a few reviews on this product and I'm just finding that for some people it seems like the beam is really bright, and for some people it's not as bright. Like, you'd probably still have to put something on underneath, and I think the whole reason why the guy made this product was simply because he saw that his girlfriend or wife, whoever she is, she was putting on like cream highlighter and then putting on her powder highlighter on top just to make it really, really bright. But this is supposed to kind of give you that same really beaming bright effect without having to do both. So I don't know how that would work out for me. Sometimes I like to have a bright highlighter, sometimes I like to have a little bit more of a subtle highlight. I don't know how it would work out, and again, I can't test it before buying it, so it would kind of be like taking a leap of faith. But simply on the fact that I know my kid will get into it and really annoy me if he was to break it or to drop it or whatever, I'm just gonna stay away from it until I feel like he is of age where he can be trusted. Next is the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. Again, it just does not inspire me, but I could find some, not all of these shades, but some of these shades in some other palettes, and I just find that these kind of shades never really seem to inspire me anyway, if that makes sense. These are too muted for me. I don't really like metallic shades. They're those like, it's like silvery based shades. I'm just not into them, too tough. So this probably wouldn't be the kind of palette that I would like to go for, but I know that dotted around in certain other palettes that I do have, maybe I'll be able to, you know, have some of those shades. I probably already have some of those shades in other palettes, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't really need to go out and buy a whole palette just dedicated to it, when I probably wouldn't even draw for them as often anyway. So the Fenty Beauty Galaxy palette. Now this looks beautiful. The packaging is gorgeous. What I don't like about this is that they're all metallic shades. Again, they're all like shimmery, glittery shades, and it's not that I don't like the colors. These colors I do quite like, but I just, when I'm creating a look, I like to use one palette if I can. I would like to just, especially in the mornings, I just want to have my palette, I choose which one I want to use, and I'll get my mattes, my transition shade, my mattes, whatever, and my shimmer shade if I'm going to do a shimmer color. I try to get it all from the same palette, rather than I'll get one from here and one from there. Sometimes you have to if you're really trying to think outside the box, but generally I like to stick to one palette. So this I would just probably end up forgetting about and just saying, I'm leaving this one alone. So I'm just gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna leave it alone. Maybe if she comes out with something better next time, where it is like mattes and shimmers or all mattes, I'll probably go and have a look at it in Harvey Nicks, because she does sell it in Harvey Nicks here in London. So maybe I would, but if an all shimmer palette, I'm just not down for right now, because I will just end up not drawing for it when I have palettes where I have my mattes and my shimmers all together, and I don't really have to, you know, hop around. Okay, the Morphe holiday palettes, I'm just not keen on these, especially that big one with like the 4 or 5 big shades in the center. That just does not look like my kind of thing. It's I mean, I like all the different shades that are in it, the colourful shades, but again, I have palettes which have loads of colourful shades, and yeah, it is affordable. I think it's affordable for people who are in the States. Over here in the UK, if you want to get something from the States, you have to first of all, you have to purchase it in their currency, which means that I'm paying additional charges for the currency conversion from Great British Pound to US dollar. So I'm paying a fee for that, paying a fee for shipping, and shipping from one country to another country, especially one so far away, is usually quite expensive. And then when it comes here, you've got to pay customs charges, and in my experience that can usually be from like £10 up to usually about 15 quid. So I'm just finding that, so if I was in the States, it would be affordable, because I'm not having to pay as much for shipping charges, etc. I wouldn't have to pay any customs charges, and if I had a US bank account, I wouldn't have to pay any currency conversion charges either. I know that the other option is Beauty Bay. They don't have it on their site right now, and they tend to boost up the price by a couple of pounds, but that is understandable, because they would have to pay for the customs charges when the item is being shipped from the States to the UK, so they have to make their money back. So that does make sense as well. So that is the alternate option, but I'm not 100% sold on Morphe right now. I mean, if you guys want me to try a Morphe palette, let me know, and I will bite my tongue and get one and test it out for you, for those people who don't have Morphe or just want me to try Morphe. But right at this moment, I'm just not feeling like this particular palette or this collection of palettes are really that, you know, interesting to me. They're not something that I want to like drop everything, go out and get this right now. I'm not really happy to spend that extra coin, so that is what it is. Next and lastly is the Hooda Beauty palette. She's come out with these small, I think they're 9pan palettes. There's 4 of them. There's like one really colourful one, there's one which is a little bit more like rusty tone, there's one which is a little bit more mauve-y, and they're cute, but I don't feel like they don't, like, everything else that she's brought out looks luxurious. The Desert Dusk palette, the first palette that she had, the foundations, they look really upscale. With these, they just kind of look like, oh, we need to release something now, so what can we do? That's how it looks, kind of thrown together. So I just don't really want to go for something which looks so thrown together. It just doesn't match the rest of her branding. It looks like something that Sleek would release, like just the simple black packaging with picture on the front. It's something that I can find at Superdrug or Boots. It's not like Hooda Beauty. When I think of her line, I think up there, even her liquid lipsticks, they look luxurious. These just don't. And I know we're paying for, like, the most important thing is eyeshadow itself, not just the packaging, but the packaging is definitely a factor. It just, to me, it just looks like it's something that you can get at the drugstore, and it's like, it's $27. So why would I? No, I don't feel. So I'm very picky, especially when it comes to, it's like I can even go to Superdrug or Boots and I'll be like, what is this? And it will be like £8 or £5 or whatever, and I will say pass, because it just doesn't fit my taste. Regardless of how much it costs, I've got to feel like this is an investment. Those just don't look like that to me. But all the rest of her stuff just looks beautiful. I'm just not that keen, like my eyes just not feeling those. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, put me on notification, and let me know down below if anything that I've mentioned is something that you want to get, and let me know your reasons why, or if you do agree with me, if you don't agree with me, let me know your reasons why, because you might sway me onto something else. And also, as I said, let me know if you do want me to try Morphe palette, and if so, which one do you want me to try? But right now I'm just not sold. Anyway, so I'll see you in the next video.